dear cadets. So as you know, yesterday I have completed thunderstorms. Now today I am going to teach you cyclone. Actually, thunderstorm and cyclone interlink with each other. Thunderstorm is only responsible for the generation of cyclone. So just see. First I will teach you the condition for a thunderstorm to become a cyclone. Means when does thunderstorm become cyclone? Actually, for the formation of thunderstorm, I told you two important things. Firstly, what should be there? At the earth's surface, temperature should be more. Then only water will evaporate, and this water vapor will go up. It will rise up, and there it will condense. So those condensed water vapor, they are falling down, and because of uprising air and falling down water droplets, there is a friction. Then only thunderstorm is developed. Lightning, thundering will be happen. Now just see here two important things that is very important for the formation of cyclone. Just see, when water from the surface it evaporates, then what is formed? Water vapor is formed, and conversion of water into water vapor, energy is required. So heat is absorbed from the atmosphere. Means for the conversion of water into water vapor, what is the name of that process? The name of that process is evaporation. So when water gets converted into water vapor through the process of evaporation, heat is absorbed from the surrounding or atmosphere, and this water vapor will rise up, and above what it will be there? It will be converting back into water. So the process of conversion of water vapor into water, that is known as condensation. In this process, heat is released to the atmosphere. Heat is released to the atmosphere. So what we can say here? Evaporation and condensation opposite to each other. In evaporation, heat is absorbed from the surrounding, and in condensation, same amount of heat is given out to the surrounding. Now just see. Now water vapor, when they condense in the atmosphere, upper atmosphere, then what would be there? They will release the heat. What they will do? They will release the heat. So with the release of heat, nearby surrounding temperature will be more. Will be more or not? And you know, when the temperature is more, whatever gas, air will come into contact of that temperature, that will also become hot. And you know, hot air is the lighter air, it will rise up. So in that particular area, what should be there? Pressure should be less or not? Air pressure will be less. So just see, because of this process, one low pressure area is developed. What is there? Low pressure area is developed, and to fill that gap, high pressure area air will rush towards that area, and it keep revolving around low pressure area. This weather condition is only known as cyclone. So actually, once again I am repeating, what is cyclone? Actually, during the thunderstorm, what is there? Water gets evaporated. So when this water vapor gets evaporated, they rise up in the form of water vapor, and in upper atmosphere they condense back into water. So same amount of heat they will release, which they have taken, which they have absorbed during the evaporation of water. So when they release the heat in upper atmosphere, so the temperature will be more. Upper atmosphere means not very high. It is just within the 10 to 15 kilometer up from the earth's surface. So that area temperature will be more. When temperature will be more, nearby air become hot, and it will rise further up. Then what is there? One low pressure area will be developed around that area. Then what should be there? To fill that gap, high pressure area air will rush, and it will revolve around the low pressure area, and this weather condition is only known as cyclone. So what we can say? 2-3 things we can say. Thunderstorm is only getting converted into cyclone, and generation of cyclone is because of these two things: evaporation and condensation of water vapor. Evaporation, water will be converted into water vapor, and while in condensation, water vapor will be converted into water, and subsequently heat will be released. So this is the entire process of generation of cyclone. So now, right now, what is cyclone? That is the question. So dear cadets, this is the time to write the definition of cyclone. So what is the cyclone? It is nothing but a weather condition in which a large, violently rotating mass of air in the atmosphere around a low pressure area develop with a height of 10 to 15 kilometer. So with the height of 10 to 15 kilometer, what is happening? A large rotating mass of air around the low pressure area develop, and this is only known as cyclone. And remember, this cyclone is generated because of those two things only which I have told you earlier. First one is evaporation, second one is the condensation. In evaporation, heat is absorbed, and in condensation, heat is evolved to the atmosphere. Now for better understanding, we will take the help of extra marks. So now dear cadet, next one is development of cyclone. For the development of cyclone, I will tell you how many points you should write. So dear cadet, so your heading is now development of cyclone. So development of cyclone, already I told you that two things are taking place. First one is evaporation of water, second one thing is the condensation of water. So you start from here. Water takes up heat from the atmosphere and change into vapors. When these vapors change back to water in form of raindrops, heat is released back to the atmosphere. I have already explained this one.
Due to the released heat, the surrounding air gets heated and rises up. This causes a drop in pressure, and so more air rushes towards the center of the storm. The cycle is repeated, and the chain of events leads to formation of a very low pressure system with high-speed winds revolving around it. This weather condition is known as cyclone.
So dear cadet, here they are defining cyclone in this way. So definition I have already told you. Under the heading development of cyclone, you should write this. Remember, you should write under the heading of development of cyclone. Now next one is structure of cyclone.
Factors that contribute to the development.
So I hope that you have got the development of cyclone. With the help of extra marks, everything I have shown you. Now what are the factors which contribute to the development of cyclone? So for the development of cyclone, these are the factors which affect. First one is the wind speed. Second one is the wind direction. In which direction wind is blowing. Temperature and humidity. So try to understand. You can understand if you understand properly how the cyclone is formed. So you can understand what is the role of these things. Wind speed help in the blowing of air. And see, if wind speed is more, then what would be there? Cyclone will be formed with the more vigor, and it will be more disastrous. Similarly, second one, wind direction. Especially if wind direction is favorable, then what is there? The coverage of cyclone will be more. Next one is the temperature. More the temperature, more will be the development of cyclone. Because when temperature is more, then what would be there? Air will become hot and it will rise up, and a low pressure system will develop in the atmosphere. And to fill that gap, air from a high pressure area will rush towards the low pressure area and cyclone will be generated. Humidity. If humidity is more, it means what is there? That water vapor which is present in the atmosphere, that only will condense in the upper atmosphere. So these are the factors which contribute toward the development of cyclone. Now next heading is structure of cyclone. In the structure of cyclone, some things are there. Structure of cyclone. Structure of cyclones. So just see, in the structure of cyclone, some important things are there, like eyes are there. This is very silent place of cyclone. I will show you all these things in the extra marks.
Cyclone is a large, violently rotating mass of air in the atmosphere with a height of 10 to 15 kilometers. I is the center of a cyclone and is a calm area. Its diameter varies from 10 to 30 kilometers. This region is free of clouds and has less frequency of winds. Around the eye, there is a cloud region having a size of 150 kilometers. This region has thick clouds that lead to heavy rain. In this region, around the eye, the speed of winds is very high, which decreases on moving away from this region. Here you can see the different names given to cyclones.
So dear cadet, as far as the structure of cyclones are concerned, so basically in the cyclone two parts are there. One is the eyes and another one is the cloud region. Eyes region is very calm and it is not harming, but cloud region, that is very dangerous, and this is only responsible for the disaster caused by the cyclones. And as you go away from the eye, what is there? Cloud region will be there, but as you go far away, their effect will be decreased. So basically in the structure of cyclone, two parts are there, two areas are there, you can say. Make their diagram, I have shown you. Dear cadets, as you know, in different areas the name of cyclone is different. Like it is known as hurricane in American continent. In Philippines and Japan, it is known as typhoon. You can write this one like that. Here write typhoon. Typhoon. This is in Philippines and Japan. So these are the different names. Actually, cyclone prone areas are these areas only. In American continent, a large number of cyclones used to come. Same is the case with Japan and Philippines, because these areas are near to the coast, and coastal area is most vulnerable for the cyclones. In India also some areas are there, eastern coast and western coast. In eastern coast, what is there? Vijayawada is there, then Kolkata is there, some part of Odisha, and in western coast, Mumbai is there, Madgaon is there. These places are western coast. Always remember, as compared to western coast, eastern coast of India are more vulnerable for the cyclones. Means they are more prone to cyclone. So dear cadets, one more term is given in the syllabus, that is tornadoes. That is tornadoes. So what is this one? It is a dark funnel-shaped cloud that reaches from sky to ground. So actually these tornadoes, they are dark color, dark funnel-shaped cloud, dark funnel-shaped cloud. And that reaches from sky to the ground. And do you know its speed is near about 300 km per hour. And see, whenever they are reaching to the ground, they are bringing the huge amount of rain. So sometimes these tornadoes, they are also known as cloud bursts, because they reach to the earth's surface and brought rain heavily. So in this way, most of the portion of this chapter is finished. Now one more important thing is destruction caused by the cyclone. So what are the destruction caused by the cyclone? Destruction caused by cyclones. So as you know, cyclones are preceded by the water waves. So what is there? Huge rainfall may be there, and when huge rainfall is there, then what would be there? There is a chance of flood. And see, when the cyclones are there, wind speed is also very high. So there is a destruction. There is a loss of human and animal life. So the first word you will write here, flood. What is the second you write here? Loss of human and animal life. Animal life. What is the next one? Loss of property. Loss of public and private property. What is the fourth one? Destruction of communication system. Destruction of communication system. So these are the general laws. Beyond that also laws may be there, but these are the things. Flood may be there, especially in the low-lying area. There is a chances of flood in low-lying area. Next one is loss of human and animal life, loss of public property, destruction of communication system. So we should always be alert from the cyclones. Dear cadet, there is one question. How does a cyclone enter a low-lying coastal areas? Explain. Low-lying coastal areas. So just see, their answer I am flashing here only. As such you write.
The water surface in the center of the cyclone gets lifted due to the low pressure present in the eye of the cyclone. It appears as if water wall is moving towards the shore. As a result, the seawater enters into low-lying coastal areas, causing severe loss of life and property.
So try to understand here what is there. If you see the structure of cyclone, so the eye is almost in the bottom. So what is there? Near the eye only low pressure area is developed, and in that area what is there? Water surface in the center of the cyclone gets lifted due to the low pressure area present in the eye of the cyclone. So toward the eye of the cyclone, what should be there? Water will reach, and it appears water wall is moving toward the shore. As a result, the sea water enters into low-lying coastal areas. So when the water enters toward the sea, so same water means in the form of structure of cyclone, it moves toward the low-lying area, and flood water reaches to the low-lying area, or cyclone reaches to the low-lying area. So dear cadets, now this is the time to check your knowledge. So how many things I have covered? Basically today I have covered one thing, that is the cyclones. So there are so many questions under cyclone topic only. The first question is, what is the cyclone? So that small definition which I have told, that should be written. And how is it developed? That entire process starting from evaporation. You should write. Now what are tornadoes? That you should write. Write the name of factors which contribute toward the development of cyclones. So those 4 factors name you should write. Explanation is not required. And the fourth one question is, draw neat and labeled diagram of cyclone, developing cyclone, DEV, developing cyclone. So this last question is given in the NCERT book also. You can draw, that diagram is important. And see, basically in the structure of cyclone only 2 parts are there, but one big diagram should be there, and this is the important one, is draw. So in this way